Stockholm to visit Julian. Now at Schiphol Airport, heading towards our gate. First saw security and then coffee in the lounge, I think. So, empty.
Nästa station är Stockholm centralstation och vi vill passa på att hälsa dig välkommen till Stockholm.
We bought a 72-hour public transport card, so we had the freedom of the city. Here we are on the metro, going over the Gamla stand, in the background where they're building a new lock system. And now it's Södermalm. So we've arrived at Stockholm. Here we are at our hotel. Hope it's comfortable. See Julian in a few minutes, I think. Yay, Julian! Here in the old city, just by the Royal Palace behind me. There's a guard just walking up the ramp there. And then behind me, the Parliament building. Take a look at that in a moment. I'm here with Angelique and Julian. We're going to grab something to eat in a minute in the old town, so that should be fun. We arrived early and the weather was good, so we went off to the old city in the middle of Stockholm, the Gamla stan. There's no traffic in the old narrow streets, so you can take your time for window shopping. There's plenty of restaurants and cafes, but also lots of specialist shops, like this great cool bookshop. Streets would normally be much fuller with tourists, but all the tourists from Far East and from America couldn't come because of the corona crisis. But still, you get a good feel of the vibe in the Gamla stan, and most of the language that you hear around you is Swedish, so you get a good feel that you really are in Stockholm. Angelique wasn't used to the hills, but with dinner as an incentive, she'll make it to the top. escalators here in Stockholm in the metro.
The rainy weather on the Saturday morning, we decided to go to the museum. By the Sergelstorg, a big square in the centre of Stockholm, changed over from the metro to catch a tram to go to Djurgården. Just 4 stops on the tram, and then you arrive in Djurgården.
Quite a few choices to make here.
Completely different from the rest of Stockholm. It's maintained as a nice big green park, and all the museums are there, situated around the zoo. Once we'd found our bearings, we headed off for the Viking Museum.
After that, after the museum, we went to the high street just for some shopping. It was really, really, really busy. Really nice to be here. Nobody with a mouth mask here. Totally different approach here in Sweden.
Just off the shopping street is the Central Baths. It's a bathhouse built at the end of the 19th century, and the gardens are a beautiful oasis in the middle of the city. We enjoyed 10 minutes just wandering around here and taking in the chill and the calm.
With Julian to the highest point in Södermalm. Here you've got a great view over quite a lot of the city. Let's take a look over the water.
There's lots of summer houses on the south side of Södermalm, and Julian and I walked down the hill, enjoying the gardens as we went. Here and there we could stop and enjoy the view, just as the people have in their summer houses, of course. Still plenty of green up here, and some of the flowers were still in bloom, really beautiful. We ended up down by the water. There were lots of people out walking their dogs, and also lots of joggers and cyclists. We just walked back at our leisure, back to the hotel.
last day of the weekend already, and it's a really nice and warm day. So we're just out and about to enjoy the sun. Don't go in anywhere. It's just really nice and warm today. So we're just enjoying the view, just going for a walk. Couldn't help ourselves. When you're in Stockholm, just want to see the ABBA museum, and we didn't go in, just browsed in the shop. We zijn hier op het eiland Djurgården, geloof ik. Het is heel erg zonnig vandaag. Ik heb zelfs nog ergens een nieuwe zonnebril moeten kopen. Heel erg leuk vind ik.
Followed the path down to the end of the island where we could catch one of the public transport boats. Our idea was to have a cruise around the islands to enjoy the rest of the afternoon.
Waiting here in the beautiful Swedish sun for the boat to upstay.
So that was the end of our really enjoyable weekend in Sweden. Hopefully we'll be back in the new year.